Shabbat Shalom, everyone. So, with my final sermon here as the rabbinic intern at Temple Israel, I wanted to take some time to reflect on this past year and what my internship has taught me. So, when thinking about this past year, working with the Temple Israel community, it was really kind of difficult to narrow down how much this experience has really helped me grow as a person, as a professional. But one thing is for sure, I am extremely thankful that I got the opportunity. So I wanted to start by saying thank you. Thank you to the community for accepting me into this role. Thank you to the professional staff, especially the rabbis, Courtney and Suzanne. They've been the ones that have helped me most and I've worked closest with during this internship. And they have really helped me grow into the person and professional that I am today. So thank you. Next, I want to talk about an extremely important part of Jewish life that I was able to gain a new respect for in this position: community engagement. I had multiple opportunities to engage with the Temple Israel community throughout my internship. There was service leading, running religious school while Rabbi Sobo was away with Rachel, different board meetings, being able to help coordinate and make caring committee calls, and so many other examples. But I'd like to focus on one area specifically: my interaction with kids and teens within our congregation. So, through my previous experience working at Gucci and other summer camps, I felt that I had a really solid understanding on best practices with interacting with kids in the community. As it was very helpful having the experience, I never really got a full grasp on specifically engaging some kids who may not have been the most active before. While working with the religious school and specifically our tidy youth group, I was able to learn different ways to engage kids in a way that would keep them wanting to come back. As I am a child at heart, I found that not being afraid to kind of act like a goofball in front of the kids was the best way to let them engage with me and gain their interest. Especially with everything this year being over Zoom and the internet in general, it can be kind of difficult to have that same impact as in person. But through this year, I have felt that I was able to build relationships with students in a way that will keep them engaged in the Temple Israel community and the Jewish community for years to come. Another aspect of my professional life that I felt like I have grown in through this internship is as a writer and speaker. I was given the opportunity to give multiple sermons and lead multiple Torah study sessions on Saturday mornings. During the first couple of opportunities, I really struggled with narrowing down my focus and what I wanted to talk about, and what I wanted the community to gain. Through working with Rabbi Bodney Halasz and Rabbi Sobo, I found out that the way that I was thinking about these forms of written and spoken language was completely backwards. Through college and all of the other really training that I got in school when it came to writing, I learned to use the strategy of, okay, here's my point, and here are 15 or 20 other people who are going to expand on that claim and prove that I am right. In this setting, it's completely different. I needed to completely reverse my thinking. When preparing, I needed to start with a bigger, more general idea and then narrow it down to a specific point. In my final sermon, I'm talking more specifically about the one before this, and my final Torah study that I led, I felt that I had a much better understanding of how I needed to write and prepare differently for these specific situations. Temple Israel was able to let me grow into a better writer and discussion leader, which I know that I will be using in my future. So now, the big question: how has Temple Israel helped shape my future? Well, as many of you may or may not know, when coming into this position, I had the full intent of applying to rabbinical school at the Hebrew Union College. I have found that it's no longer the correct next step for me. Don't know if that means it's completely off the table, but one thing that I do know is that I really want to work and engage with the Jewish community. And the experiences that I got through this internship really helped me find the best place for me and my skill set. I've learned that I loved to work and engage specifically with the youth in the greater Jewish community through this internship. And with that in mind, I'm happy to let everyone know that I have accepted a position at Temple Ohav Shalom in Pittsburgh as the Director of Ruach and Youth Engagement. The position essentially boils down to being the temple's music leader and youth programmer. I will be coming up with a bunch of different fun ways to engage the temple's youth throughout the year, and especially around the high holidays. I also found out recently that I will be the only full-time youth professional in Pittsburgh congregational life. Maybe in all of Pittsburgh. I am extremely excited to have this opportunity and show the Pittsburgh community what I have to bring to the table. So, to backtrack just a little bit, on a slightly different note, I feel as though I owe a special thank you to Rabbi Sobo, who sadly could not be on the call this evening. But she is the one that found this specific job opportunity for me. And even though she was pushing for me to go to rabbinical school and shamelessly told me that many times, she is really the reason that I found this specific position. So thank you, Rabbi Sobo. Thank you for helping me find my next step in life, even if it did go against your own personal agenda. So moving forward, I know that I will be able to share my love of Judaism and the Jewish community with other communities and bring the same ruach to them, specifically through their youth. And specifically also that same energy that I was really able to show Temple Israel. I love being able to help our next generation find the love for our religion, the Jewish people, and encourage the next generation of Jewish leaders to be successful and proud of their Jewish identity. And I know that the experience that I have gained at Temple Israel will help me grow our Kehila Kadosha, our holy community. Shabbat Shalom.